Greetings, I'm Chappers.
And I'm the Captain.
And today we are at Maplewood Studios. Wow! So we got modern player guitars from Fender.
This is a new range, actually, that just came out this autumn 2011.
They're selling like hotcakes,
They
aren't
are
they?
selling like hotcakes. It's called Modern Player, Fender's Modern Player Series. And whilst we don't have this officially from Fender, I suspect, looking at the information on the back of the headstock here, that Fender are using the same manufacturing sort of facility that makes the Squier Classic Vibe guitars, which are some of the most amazing, best value kind of guitars ever. Because these aren't made in the American or the Mexican factories, we've got a kind of a slightly lower priced Fender guitar from anything else that's sort of currently in the Fender range. So it kind of sits in between Squier Classic Vibe at the moment and the kind of the starting prices for Fender, Fender Mexican. And they're all kind of a funky take on something either Fender have released in the past, like the Jaguar, or almost released in the past, like the Marauder.
So tell them the story about this being super futuristic but never released, and then now it is.
From what I understand, the Marauder was prototyped back in the 60s or the 70s from Fender, but was considered at the time too futuristic to launch. And ironically, in the future,
They've released it.
Yeah. So they were right back then, I think. There's also, in Modern Player Series, there's a Strat and there's a Telecaster and there are some basses as well.
But they're selling so fast that Lee couldn't find any in his shop
I know.
to bring with him.
Funnily enough, the one that is selling the fastest actually is the Marauder, but fortunately I had one turn up just before I left to come and see Chappers, so
Yes.
I took one of these with us.
Now, one of the reasons that might be the fastest selling of the range, other than its beautiful looks, might be the triple bucker.
Sounds like a sort of
sounds like a
position
sex
in
aid.
American football, well, or a sex aid, yeah. So I've got the Marauder here. Marauder is I don't really know, it's kind of a slightly odd shaped body, probably not, it's sort of in the Jaguar camp, but it's got a regular scale neck. It's got the enlarged sort of, very vintage style, typical sort of 60s, 70s style, or late 60s, early 70s style headstock. C-shaped sort of neck. Very thin piece of rosewood on the board, again, very sort of vintage styling. Jazzmaster pickup on the neck position here. And this amazing, we get a close-up of this for you now, amazing triple bucker.
Triple bucker.
Which I've only ever seen used on Nigel Tufnell's guitar in some fantasy film. So yeah, three kind of hot railed style single coil pickups all wired together here to make a triple bucker, which I'll show you in a minute. Trem system, like a vintage style trem system.
Well, we're not really sure exactly what the wiring situation is with this. We did have a little play around in the tap, but unfortunately the Fender website doesn't really specify exactly how that works.
You can certainly see that the top position is the neck pickup on its own. The second position, 'cause it's a 5-way switch here, the second position is both pickups working. And then the third, fourth and fifth positions are all essentially
Something
versions
here
of the triple bucker.
But maybe if you know, maybe you could post in the comment
Or
section
if
below
Fender-
and you could tell us.
If Fender have found, if we can find it on the Fender website or work it out, we'll post it in the comments section. The Jaguar.
Jaguar, classic Jaguar, lovely curvy beast, solid mahogany body. It looks like A two-piece.
Yeah,
It's a
and
two-piece. You can see the
that's
joy.
different, obviously, because a typical original Fender one of these would have been made from an alder or an ash, you know. So mahogany gives it a kind of a slightly darker, sort of warmer sort of tone.
Yeah, it's got a nice C neck. It feels like a regular C, nothing thin or fat about it at all. 21 frets, regular kind of Strat scale length. MP90s.
Yep.
Which are just your sort of super hot single coils, really. Regular three-way.
Cool tunematic style bridge and tailpiece. So
Feels like a bone nut.
does it taste like bone?
It does taste a bit
from what
bovine.
animal?
It's imitation bone,
Yeah,
not real bone.
That does.
Fender didn't give us the bone; they gave us imitation bone. You know, these are my
Good for the
favorite.
environment.
These are my favorite tuners of all time. Where you put them in the hole, bend it, and then just wrap it on.
In the hole.
Bend it, and wrap it on. It's so awesome. I mean, it never slips. I like this guitar an awful lot. Lots of cutaway too. In fact, it might be more cutaway than normal.
It's probably
that
just the
look
way
more
the
cutaway
Jaguar
than normal?
shape works, but
Might be cutaway in a modern way. I'm not sure.
So, but the coolest thing about these guitars is you're getting proper Fender guitars with some kind of funky sort of takes on old designs. But you should be able to pick these up in your friendly local music store, Andertons Music Company here, for just over £300, somewhere in that sort of about 300, 350, that kind
That's
of ballpark.
unreal.
So come to the website, check out the price, and I'm changing these T-shirts soon, by the way.
Are you really?
Yeah, we've got new T-shirts coming to Andertons, and I've ordered extra spare ones.
Have
so we'll
you
be able to sell
already
them.
designed how they should look?
The staff ones I have. But I am going to have some. I'm going to make some just to sell to customers.
Because you know that would be an
different.
amazing competition
That's cool.
to help design a T-shirt for Andertons
Let's do that.
they would wear. Should we do that?
Yeah.
Do you want to do that? I mean, it'd be
Yeah.
wicked if they could come up with like a cool T-shirt,
Yeah, they can grab the logo here. I can put that on file as a JPEG.
and then they
so
could
people
just
can
have
pick
like
them
they
up.
could come up with slogans and things.
Yeah.
Well, I probably put some of this conversation on camera, but Lee has just decided to let the public, in a kind of Chapman Guitars way, help design the T-shirt that Andertons will be retailing. So if you want to come up with a cool slogan, maybe some ideas for a graphic or something, you can download
Front
the
and
Andertons. Yeah, front and back, both ways. You can.
What?
You can. I was listening to Radio 1's Innuendo Bingo.
Right.
It was very much like that. Anyway, you can take the Andertons logo as probably a PNG from the website and design a T-shirt and then email to this address with your designs. Make sure you add Andertons on Facebook as a friend as well, and help design the T-shirts. You might get sent one if you come up with a cool design.
Absolutely. If you come up with a cool design, I'll send you a couple of T-shirts. No
Yeah.
problem with that. And if I make £1 million out of sending them, I'll send you another couple of T-shirts.
Yeah!
Bought some funky new toys to play with today as well. Chappers has been badgering me for months to let him play with a Boogie Express.
Well, let me tell them the story why.
Go on then.
My first ever band was called Hooker.
Was it?
Yep.
Is that
Hooker.
named after?
It was named
an
after
experience?
John Lee Hooker because
Oh,
my
okay.
manager managed John Lee Hooker. And he lent me an amplifier, which I subsequently burst into flames while teaching someone. And it was a Studio Point 1 Boogie. Really, really awesome 112, had a shadow speaker in it. It just sounded dark and delicious. And yeah, I set it on fire by accident. Had to turn the mains off with the headstock of my guitar. And ever since then, I've always thought, I wonder if Boogie make anything a bit like that. And kind of the lineage and the history moved on. And this is kind of based upon those original amplifiers. And the Express 550 is a bit like going back in time for me. Yeah.
And my guitar is plugged into Stick's old Marshall JMP into his 4x12, and I'm using a Wampler Pinnacle Drive pedal for...
Yeah. Which
actually,
had the
what am I
ooh
using?
factor, didn't it?
A deluxe Pinnacle Drive. even,
Yeah,
I'm
we
using.
plugged it in and we both went, ooh, 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 ooh.
Secretly, though, tell me the real reason why your band was called Hooker.
No, it actually was because he managed Johnny Hooker.
Infatuation with TJ Hooker.
No, but I'll tell you what happened.
Wasn't it?
We gave away these free stickers to all of our fans at the time, or 5 of them. And we had loads and loads of them made out, and we dished them out. And we ended up with one on EastEnders, on a little concrete pillar in some of the street scenes. And some sex shop in Trowbridge got plastered in these hooker stickers and phoned me up to complain that it made it look seedy.
Yeah, it must have obscured their display of enormous dildos and porn films. You can imagine that must have really brought the tone down.
Yeah. So yeah, we're using this Pinnacle Wampler pedal. Why
Yes.
don't you hold it up and show the ladies and gentlemen how sparkly it is?
It sparkles.
It sparkles like a beautiful thing of goodness. So let me take you through the tones of this fantastic...
Take me through the tones.
Take you through the tones. That was a little bit Rasta Mouse.
It was a bit, wasn't it?
Yeah, I like Rasta Mouse. Someone come and Tifa Paul de Pies.
They did what?
Them Tifa Paul de Pies.
What was teeth up?
Thief up, steal.
Ah, I see.
It's like the word thame in Wiltshire. People say thame like that, nah, which is they am, they are. Thame. Anyway, back to reviewing guitars. We took you on a detour from Wiltshire dialects and colloquialisms through Astamas and back to Fender guitars, which I love. They're made by Fender.
Easy.
So, triple bucket. Do we call it a triple bucker?
Yeah, it's called
Could
triple bucker.
we call it a trucker? Here's the triple bucker on an A chord. Stepping it one way forward to glory. More hollow and woody. And what we think is happening is it's bringing it slightly forward. Like this is all of your trucker. And that's the front 2 coils, I think. Central position. Into the MP90. Both now. It's both now.
So what happens when you combine a Jazzmaster with a triple bucker?
It sounds like this. That's got some bass kick to it. And bringing it one forward to the end, you now get the Jazzmaster on its own, lonesome.
As this pickup is from a Jazzmaster, and Rob is a master of jazz,
Alex Hutchins might actually watch this video, and he doesn't call himself a master of jazz.
play us some jazz,
I don't-
Rob, go
I
on. Neither player or guitar is entirely suited to jazz.
I could do a blues lick with some incidentals. I thought that was pretty good. It's quite good.
So I've got the Jaguar here with a pair of the MP90s on there. Real simple switching. So you've got a bridge pickup, sorry, the neck pickup here. Completely in a random tune. Oh yeah, that's
We've
cool.
got a little tiny Planet Waves tuner I bought from Dude Daria kindly gave me.
Neck pickup. Bridge pickup. Both together.
So it's like a P90 bucker.
Yeah, a little bit
I
of
like that.
little bit of tone backed off because it is bright, isn't it?
That's That's really nice.
It's got all sorts of tones, isn't it?
Yeah, and
pretty colour.
despite the fact that these are bolt-ons and sort of your regular kind of bolt-on, there's still tons of access if you need it.
Yeah.
I like this nice, thick, triple-plated, armoured scratch
And
plate here.
that comes in 2 colours. There's a blue one or a black one, which is kind
Oh,
of
really?
cool. Yeah.
Who'd want a blue one?
Actually, the blue one's been really popular. It's
Really?
it's that Lake Placid blue, you know, the kind of dark metallic-y kind of blue.
Yeah. If you fellows and ladies would like to purchase one of these incredible guitars from Fender Guitars from Andertons, then you know where to go.
Yep.
It's
you know where to go.
andertons.co.uk.
The cool thing on these as well, they are just over the £300 sort of threshold that products need to be to do our interest-free credit program as well. So if you fancy one of these for Christmas and you've only got, you know, £30 a month to spare or something like that, you can do one of these on interest-free credit, which is kind of cool. So, but yeah, check them out. Come to the store, or you know, have another bit more read on the internet of these. But
Maybe on your party.
yeah, if the video's out in time, you can come to our party on the 24th of November.
I'll be there.
Yeah, Chappers will be there with a whole load of other special guests.
Very famous people.
Allegedly. But you know, these are great. I must admit, I hope that we see the Modern Player Series kind of expand over the next you know, few years or whatever. Because I definitely think that, you know, this factory that they've got doing these, you know, these guitars is insane value.
I'll tell you what, for me, Modern Player will have reached its pinnacle when they bring out a 7-string Fender Strat.
7-string Fender Strat.
Yeah, make it happen. You can make this happen now by commenting that and thumbing it up.
That was another prototype that Leo Fender did back in the early 50s, actually. He had a 7-string and an 8-string. He invented drop tuning, gent, everything. But it was just, at the time, he just thought, it's just a bit too futuristic.
It's too futuristic.
Maybe one day.
No one will ever do it.
Maybe one day, but not now.
Bye!
Bye!